Now, before we move on to our Seeing It Your Way piece, let's talk briefly about this week's quick tips. So what have you got for us this week, JP?
Yeah, that's right. So, Jude, one of the notable features that came with the release of iOS 14 and iPadOS 14 this year was the ability for someone using an iPhone or an iPad to change the default email or browser app on their device. So they can change the default email and browser app on their iPhone or iPad. And what this means is that whenever we open up a link or an email address, it won't open in the default Safari or Mail app like it would have in the past. But instead, it will bring us to our preferred email client, which could be, for example, Gmail or Outlook, or our preferred web browser, which could be, for example, Chrome or Firefox, if we have that installed.
Yeah.
So it might be useful if, for example, if we had a preference to open up a browser in Chrome, or if, for example, we wanted to send all our emails in Outlook. So I think we're actually going to take a look at a video which I prepared in just a moment.
Perfect. Yeah, so let's have a look at that video then.
Yeah. Check out how we can change the default web browser and email app on an iPhone or iPad in iOS 14 and iPadOS 14 using VoiceOver. So this is the new feature that became available in iOS 14 and iPadOS 14, and it means that whenever we open up a link or an email address, it won't open in the default Safari or Mail app, but instead it will bring us to our preferred email client, such as Gmail or Outlook, or our preferred web browser, such as Chrome or Firefox. So the first thing I'm going to do is run through how we can change the default web browser on an iPhone running iOS 14. And for this example, I'm going to change my default web browser to Chrome. So the first thing I need to do is open up Settings on my iPhone.
Settings.
And from here, I swipe right until I find Chrome.
Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, mobile data, personal
I can swipe up with
hotspot,
3 fingers
button.
to scroll down the screen.
Rows 10 to rows 24, rows 40 to 59 of 86. Chrome, button.
Okay, so now that I've found Chrome, I need to double tap the screen with 1 finger.
Allow Chrome to access. Heading.
And from here, I need to swipe right until I hear Default Browser App.
Location, local, micro, camera, face up, Siri and mobile data, default browser app, Safari, button.
So currently it's set as Safari. I double tap the screen with 1 finger.
Chrome.
And I can toggle between Chrome,
Firefox, selected,
or Safari, which is selected. I'm going to choose Chrome. I'm going to swipe left.
Firefox, Chrome.
Twice to Chrome, double tap the screen, 1 finger.
Selected, Chrome.
And now Chrome is set as my default web browser. Now I can check this by opening up an email which I sent to myself a little bit earlier. I'm going to go back to the home screen.
App switcher, Chrome, settings.
And I'm going to open up the Mail app.
Doc, Mail, no unreacts, demo link. Swipe up or down to select a custom action, then double tap to activate.
And here there is a link to the NCBI website. Now previously, had I double tap the screen with 1 finger on this link, it would have opened up a page in Safari, but now it should open up in Chrome.
https:// searching with Google Chrome, address and search bar, IE secure, button.
And I can see that it has opened up in Chrome. So now I'm going to go back to the home screen. And the next thing we're going to do is go through how we can change the default email app on the iPhone.
App switcher, closing Mail, active.
So the first thing I need to do here is to go back into Settings and swipe right until I find the email app I'm looking for. In this case, I'm going to look for Outlook.
Settings. Rows 10 to 20, rows 20, rows 10 to 28 of 80, rows 10 to 20, rows 24 to 40, rows 40 to 50, rows 55 to 75, Fitbit, Mail, button.
So now I'm going to swipe right on the screen until I hear Outlook.
Google, Lazarus, Navi, Net, News Talk, OneDrive, Outlook, button.
I'm going to double tap the screen with 1 finger.
Allow Outlook to access, heading.
And now I'm going to swipe across to Default Mail app.
Photos, Siri and notification, background app, mobile, default Mail app, Mail, button.
So currently my default app is Mail app, but I want to change this to Outlook. I'm going to double tap the screen with one finger.
Selected. Mail.
I'm going to swipe right to Outlook.
Outlook.
Now I could also choose Gmail if I wished, if I swiped right.
Mail.
But I'm going to choose Outlook now.
Outlook.
So I double tap the screen with one finger to choose Outlook.
Selected. Outlook.
And now Outlook is set as my default email client. I'm going to check that this is working now.
App switcher. Settings.
So I'm going to go back to the home screen. I'm going to open up the Mail app.
Docs. Demo link.
And I'm going to send a new email to an email address that's listed here in this message, which is labs@ncbi.ie. So I'm going to swipe right until I hear that.
HT demo email. labs@ncbi link.
So now I'm going to send a new email to labs@ncbi.ie.
New mail message button.
Double tap the screen.
Start subject. Text field is editing. Word mode. Insertion point at start. Use the rotor to access misspelled words.
And I can see here that I'm about to send an email to labs@ncbi.ie in my Outlook client. So let's go back to the home screen.
App switcher. Closing out dock.
So that's how we can change our default browser and email client on our iPhone and iOS 14 or on our iPad and iPadOS 14. And thanks very much for watching.
Very good. So thanks very much to JP for this week's quick tip. That's a really useful one for changing the default browser or the default email client on your iOS device. Very good. And obviously we'll hear more quick tips from the team on our next show. So if you have any specific platform that you'd like to hear some quick tips for, get in touch and we'll try and make the quick tips as relevant to you as possible.